Hi, third grade friends. Happy Monday or happy whatever day it is that you're watching this video. Today we're going to be working on some problems where we have shapes with the same perimeter but a different area. So connecting back to the same topics that we were working on last week. All right, we're going to jump right in. So on our agenda today, pretty similar to usual, we will review perimeter and area, we'll review shape rules, we'll do a guided practice problem, you'll try a problem on your own and then we'll go over it together, and then you'll have your independent practice and your exit ticket. So, like the minion said, let's get started. All right, so I pulled a pose the problem from this lesson so that we can take a look at the difference between perimeter and area again. So the problem says, create another rectangle with the same perimeter but a different area. And then it gives us a rectangle with some dimensions or measurements of the length and the width. Okay, so from what I remember, perimeter is the total distance around the outside of a shape. Right, so we're just finding the distance around the outside, nothing to do with the inside for perimeter. Area is different. Area is the amount of space inside of a shape. So it's like I'm shading it in. So when I think of perimeter and area, I like to think perimeter, outside, area, inside. And we'll use the dimensions to help us find both. Okay? Say it to yourself in your head 3 times. Perimeter, outside, area, inside. Perimeter, outside, area, inside. Let's go over some shape rules too. This is going to be important when we're not given all the side lengths, right? We have to remember the shape rules to help us be able to find those missing side lengths. So we're looking at a rectangle. I know that the opposite sides of rectangles are the same length. So the top and the bottom are the same length. The left side and the right side are the same length. With squares, all 4 sides are the same length. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, friends. This side is 1 inch, all the other sides are 1 inch. If this side is 1 inch, all the other sides are 1 inch, right? They're all the same. Same rule for an equilateral triangle. An equilateral triangle is one that looks like this, where all the sides are the same length. Sometimes there are triangles where all the sides are not the same length, but those aren't going to be triangles that we're looking at right now. So we have 3 centimeters on this side. That means that the other sides are also 3 centimeters long. So let's use what we just reviewed, and we'll jump back to that same problem here, right? Create another rectangle with the same perimeter, but a different area. Now I remember, what did I say to myself? Perimeter, outside, area, inside. Okay, so how do I find the perimeter of this shape? Do you remember? Think in your brain. How do I find the perimeter? What do I do? Do I add? Do I subtract? Do I multiply? Divide? What's going on here? I add, right? I add all of the side lengths together. So in this case, I have 4 sides because it's a rectangle. So I put side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3 plus side 4 will give me my perimeter. How do I find the area of the shape? Think way back to like September, October, really any month. We've been working on it all year. What did we do to find the area? We have to multiply the length by the width. So length times width equals area. Or if I wanted to use the same names as I used for perimeter, I could call this side 1 and side 2, so I could say side 1 times side 2. Give me the area. All right, now that we know how to find the perimeter and area, let's jump in. So like we just talked about, to find the perimeter, I need to add all of the side lengths up. So side 1, 4 inches, whoops, plus 6 inches, plus, I don't know this side, but shape rules, I remember. This side is the same as this side because it's a rectangle. They're opposite. So 4 plus 6 plus 4 plus, these sides are opposite, so they must be the same, another 6. Oops, equals, let's make some 10s here. 4 plus 6 is 10, and then 4 plus 6 is 10, so we could say 10 plus 10. Everybody knows what that is? 20, right. So we know 20 inches, can't forget to label, is my perimeter. Now for the area, like we just talked about, we're going to multiply length times width. So I have my length over here, 4 inches, times my width, 6 inches. What's 4 times 6? If you don't know it, remember, we can always use our fours, right? Equitas, good as gold. Let me see your fours roll. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. That's 6 fours. All right. So 4 times 6 equals 24. And then how do we label area? We label it in square units, right? So our unit here is inches, so it would be square inches. Okay, so now I know my perimeter is 20, my area is 24. But the problem didn't just ask me to find the perimeter and the area of the shape. It asked me to create another rectangle with the same perimeter, but a different area. Okay, same perimeter, different area. Oops, I have an extra slide in here. Let me get rid of that guy. Okay, so I'm looking for a shape that still has a 20-inch perimeter, but has a different area. So I titled this slide Playtime because it's time for us to play with the side lengths, right? This will help us to find a shape that has the same perimeter, but a different area. Remember, we use the side lengths to help us find those different measurements. So we're going to remember the strategies that we used, but we have to keep shape rules in mind, right? I can't just put random numbers on all of these sides because I have to remember that if I'm working with a rectangle, the top and the bottom have to have the same length, and the left side and the right side have to have the same length, right? So let me think about some other numbers that might equal to 20 here. Well, I know that when I put these together, I get 10. And then when I put those together, I got 10. So maybe I could try making 10s again, just with different numbers. So something like, maybe what if I change this to 3? Let's try that. 3 plus, what would I need to add to 3 to make 10? 7, right. So 3 plus 7 plus another 3 plus 7. Oops. Would that give me 20? Let's see. 3 plus 7 is 10. And 3 plus 7 is another 10. And that would equal 20. Yep, so far so good. So I could make a shape that has seven up here. Let's fill this white. There we go. And then we'll make this one. Okay, now let's try out the area with these new dimensions. So remember, area is length times width. So 3 times 7. Okay. What is 3 times 7? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Right. 21 square inches. So, is my perimeter still 20 inches? Yes. Oops, I forgot to label. Is my area different than 24 square inches? Yes, it is. So now I've created another rectangle with the same perimeter, but a different area. And I kept the shape rules in mind, right? I made sure that the top and bottom were equal because they were opposites, and I made sure the left and right were equal as well. All right, now it's time for you to try one. So the problem reads, Miss Fateri and Miss Hill are planning to make playpens for their dogs. They both had 26 feet of fencing material and made the sketches below. Sketch is just another word for a drawing. Whose sketch gives the dog the most area to play in? Okay, so the problem is asking me to find the sketch that has the most area when I know that they had 26 feet of fencing material, right? So if they're making a fence, they're talking about the outside, right? So they each had, they each had 26 feet to make the outside. So we know that 26 feet is the perimeter, right? I'm going to make a note of that over here. 26 feet equals the perimeter. It's going to be your job to find the shape that has the most area, okay? So I would encourage you to pause the video right now, grab a piece of paper, a sticky note, a napkin, and try it out on your own. When you're done, you can come back to the video and watch it the next part where I'll go over the problem. You got it. All right. Hopefully, you took that time to go and try the problem on your own. Now we're going to check it together. Okay, so I remember that the problem was asking me to find the shape that had the most area. So to find the area, I remember I need to multiply length times width. I'm going to make some boxes for me to do my work in here. There we go. Okay, so to find the area of Miss Fateri's dog pen, we need to multiply 6 feet times 7 feet. Let me think. That's a tricky one. 6 times 7. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. And the spider says 42. That's 7 sixes, 42. So 42 feet. But I almost forgot. I'm not finding perimeter here, I'm finding area. So I have to make sure I say square feet. Okay, time to find out if Miss Hills, whoops, get rid of that, has a greater area than Miss Fateri's. Let's see. So I'm going to multiply length times width. 3 times 10. Well, I know that 10 times 3 is 30, so 3 times 10 is also 30. Can't forget to say, whoops, square feet. Okay, so we know that the perimeters are the same, right? It told us in the problem that 6 plus 7 is 13, plus another 6 plus 7 is another 13. So 13 plus 13 is 26. I'm trying to do that mental math here, right? So I know the perimeter of this is 26, and I know 3 plus 10 is also 13, and 3 plus 10 is 13. So 13 here plus the 13 from these sides is going to be 26. So they have the same perimeter, but we found that Miss Fatteri's dog pen was 42 square feet in area, and Miss Hill's was 30 square feet in area. So Miss Fatteri's was greater in area. It took up more space on the inside than Miss Hill's did, even though they used the same amount of fencing. All right, friends, now that we've done some practice together, it is time for your independent practice. So you're going to go to today's assignment on Google Classroom. It should say Monday, May 4th. Happy May, by the way. Happy May the 4th be with you. And you'll find it under Math. After clicking on it, you'll click View Assignment to make sure that you see all of the materials. I'll show you what that looks like right now because some friends have been getting confused and not seeing all of the materials for every assignment. So I'm in a Scholar account right now, and I'll show you what I mean. This is a different assignment. This is an old assignment. This is not today's assignment. This is not the one you're going to click on. I'm just showing you how to see all of the materials on an assignment. So when you click on an assignment, could be for any subject, you want to read the directions, first of all, and then click View Assignment down here at the bottom, and then you'll be able to see all of the materials that go with that assignment. I know sometimes it doesn't always show you all of the materials if you don't click View Assignment. So make sure you click that, okay? Then once you do that, you can click on Independent Practice, Shapes with the Same Perimeter, Different Area. It's a Google Doc, okay? Don't forget to scroll down to make sure you've completed all the problems, and once you have, you'll click Turn In the top right corner. Doesn't want to work for me. There we go. All right. So for your exit ticket, I've seen a lot of scholars who seem to be doing one or the other. They seem to be like choosing the independent practice or the exit ticket, but you need to make sure that you do both, right? That's why I put this silly meme here. Don't forget about me, right? When you finish watching this video, just go and do both. They're not that long, okay? The directions don't say to pick one. So you're going to go back to today's assignment on Google Classroom, same spot as the independent practice, click on Exit Ticket, Shapes with the Same Perimeter and Different Area. It's a Google form. A reminder that after you complete the activities and click Submit, it's not going to show you your grade this time. I set it not to do that because it was accidentally marking a lot of correct answers wrong, and we don't want that to happen. And another reminder, if you click back into the exit ticket after you press Submit, it doesn't save your answers the way that a Google Doc does, but don't worry. When you press Submit the first time, the answers that you put were sent to your teacher. So please only submit it one time. How many times? One time. And reach out to your teacher if you accidentally made a mistake. All right, friends, have a wonderful day of learning, and I will see you soon.